We know accidents happen all the time with our kids, even our furry kids too. Our pets will come home sometimes with cuts, scrapes, and other backyard battle wounds. But treating a pet isn't quite the same as treating a person. It's hard to know how to handle it. And more than that, your dog, cat, or even horse probably doesn't want any part of you if they're hurt. So how do you help? As part of our My Pet series, we've brought in Dr. Cheryl Bongiovanni, a cardiovascular physiologist and wound specialist. She also raises and trains German Shepherds for the police, and Christy Weeks, a big-time animal lover. Good morning, you two. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Dr. Cheryl, let's start with you. This is kind of like an obvious answer to this question, but when a pet has a wound, what happens if you leave it untreated?
The same thing that happens with a wound on a person.
Same thing.
They are contaminated immediately by the very mechanism that gave them the wound in the first place, and if left untreated, can develop into serious infections and abscesses. This is not a good thing.
And Christy, I know you have a lot of pets. Tell me about your big family at home.
I do. I've got a large one. I have 4 horses.
Wow.
3/4 horses, 2 of which are on the older side. You know, you run into some issues there. I have an Arab. I have 2 dogs, and they're generally accompanied by my daughter, Sarah. One of them is a Bernese Mountain Dog, and he's
Beautiful.
3. Oh, he's fantastic. And then I have a Neapolitan Mastiff who's about 10 months right now. And we can't forget Jimmy the cat, overly lazy, but still an active part of the family.
Okay, but I'm sure you've been through issues with the animals.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you've encountered
Absolutely.
many wounds. Tell me what you've seen.
We see with the horses, I see a lot of puncture wounds, topical lacerations just from tree branches, rocks, whatever is around. You can put a horse in a padded room and they're going to get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
With my dogs, you know, you have your typical hot spots. And then my Mastiff gets a lot of bacteria and dirt and oils and stuff stuck in his wrinkles. So, you know, you're constantly battling an odor. And my cat, he's pretty mellow, but he still gets hot spots as well.
And Dr. Cheryl, you too raise horses.
Well, I've got 5 horses,
Wow.
including some rescue horses. Of course, lots and lots and lots of German Shepherds and Esther Williams, the cat.
Oh, Esther Williams. And I was reading here that you do a lot of work with some big dogs because you trained them for police.
Well, we've been breeding and training German Shepherds since 1978, primarily for law enforcement and the military. And German Shepherds have their share of dog issues. Those beautiful, erect ears are like catcher's mitts for anything that they get themselves into. A lot of German Shepherds do have chronic ear infections with Vetericyn. We don't have that.
So let's talk about Vetericyn, because obviously accidents happen and there are wounds. How is this a good solution for those wounds that, you know, Christy's experienced, you and myself for that matter?
I like the Vetericyn for all of the animals because regardless of the wound, this doesn't hurt.
Okay.
You can get away with anything with an animal for one application. But if it stings or burns or causes them pain, good luck with the second application.
Well, they're just like children. Children see you with, you know, that medicine, and my kids just go the other way.
That's right.
So you're saying this is pretty easy to apply for the animal, it doesn't hurt, doesn't sting?
Most of the time, the animal doesn't care,
Really?
doesn't react to it. You can apply it with impunity.
Even around the face? And
around the face, around the eyes, around the mouth, around the nose. It's completely non-toxic, so if they lick the area, it's not going to hurt them.
Doctor, if I may ask, what's in it?
Okay, Vetericyn is superoxidized water. Okay. And it contains roughly, depending on the temperature, of course, but it can contain up to 5 times the amount of oxygen that's in regular water at room temperature. It's the oxygen in the solution that is stable that has the beneficial effect on injuries.
And how do you use it? You just spray it on and that's it?
Spray it on, let it air dry. If you have a big wound, you might want to soak some sterile gauze so that it's dripping wet, lay that in, and leave it alone.
Chrissy, you've used it?
Absolutely.
How has it worked for you?
As far as efficiency, I grab one product and I'm out the door to the barn or over to the dog, the cat, whoever's getting treated, I take one product, spray it on there, and we're done. I also am able to use it as a preventative with my horses. So if there's something that could spread, a virus or a bacteria that I can spread from one horse to another, such as cinch rot, I can spray down my blankets, so I'm not passing one thing to another.
Excellent.
And it is just the easiest thing to use.
And I know it's pretty potent, Doctor, because you even have some pictures of a pretty bad mountain lion attack. And this was used? Tell me about that.
Yeah, mountain lions are top-line predators, and when a mountain lion and a dog tangle, the lion wins. They can inflict some serious damage. I keep a bottle of this in my pocket all the time.
Really?
With the mountain lion attack that we sustained on one of my big male shepherds, boy, you spray them down immediately. Immediately, as soon as you find the animal. And then you don't have to worry about infection. Most animals, especially horses that are, oh, you know this, especially horses that are attacked by a mountain lion, are going to be dead within a year. Wow. Not because of the amount of damage that's inflicted, but mountain lion bites are dirty, and they have long fangs, so they're giving you a very dirty puncture wound that will infect, and that's almost impossible to treat. Using the Vetericyn immediately, that doesn't happen.
Now, Christy, mountain lion attacks are pretty rare, but let's talk about something less severe.
We see a lot of hot spots in dogs and cats, ringworms, skin infections, eye infections, and any kind of a bite or a cut or a laceration on an animal.
And this can really help out.
Absolutely, and it's very easy to use on them.
Great information. Let me tell you, I mean, from what you're telling me, for minor wounds, major wounds, I mean, it really covers from A to Z.
It does.
Yeah, it doesn't take the place of a veterinarian. If a wound is bad enough that it needs sutures, you got to get the animal to the veterinarian to get stitched. Okay, but in the meantime, until you can get there, this is the best way that I know of to prevent infection in an animal's wound. And it doesn't matter what kind of animal we're talking about. It's truly just an amazing product. And quite honestly, in close to 40 years of raising German Shepherds, I've never seen anything that works like this. Not only for immediate treatment, but for, as you say, prevention.
Great information. Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, very much. I really appreciate your time and all the great information you just gave us this morning. And for our friends at home, if you want to find out more great info about this little bottle that's seriously helping to heal our pets, check out Vetericyn.com.